Hey guys, my kids are finally British. Ooh, glory be to God. I feel so happy. I feel so excited. Look at that, guys. Look at that. This certificate, look at it. Certificate of registration as a British citizen. This is for my daughter and this is for my son. Guys, I feel so happy right now because this is a dream come true. The gift of giving them dual citizenship. So right now, my kids are both Nigerian and British as well, meaning that they can enjoy all the benefits from these two countries. This is such a big milestone and I am so happy and I'm also so grateful to my maker. So guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a very special one to me and my family. If you are hoping one day maybe to get your permanent residency so that you will apply for British citizenship for your kids, it's really worth it, I tell you. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my experience of applying for my kids' British citizenship, the step-by-step process, and also the mistakes to avoid. So yes, if you're planning to apply for your kids' British citizenship, this video is definitely for you. If you know someone who is planning to, your friends, your well-wishers, do well to forward this video to them. And also, if you're watching, give me a like. Give me a like so that this video will get more visibility. You can actually do it now. Thank you. First of all, let me start with my experience. So the whole process is not an easy one. Like, it's not stress-free. There is a whole lot, right? And there are things that you need to get beforehand, even before you start this application. I'm also going to mention all of that later in this video, so you don't want to skip any part of this video. So yeah, I did the application myself. What I normally do before any application is that I'll first of all go online and watch videos of people who have gone through the process before me, so that I will learn what is involved and also learn from their mistake, right? So this is what I did. After that, I proceeded with the application, right? And it took us about 4 months before this certificate came out. I did the application on the 14th of December. My kids went for their biometrics on the 17th of December, and their British citizenship certificate came out on the 19th of April. So you see, it's about 4 months. Some people say that theirs took like 6 weeks, some 1 month, you know, the timeline varies as long as it is within 6 months, right? So you can imagine the long gap, 4 months of waiting, 4 months of double checking. Did I do everything right? What is delaying this? You know, that iota of doubt within you. Is there any document that is missing? Why have they not made a decision already? You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, that was my experience. Well, I have not gotten my own British citizenship, but fingers crossed, right? But yeah, I'm happy for my kids. I'm happy that I can take them anywhere. They can travel with me without having to get a visa. Okay? Also, if you're, planning to get your ILR, you can't wait to apply for your kids, don't worry, you will still get there. I get how you feel, but yeah, you just have to be patient because at the end of the day, it's all worth it. Let's quickly talk about eligibility. Who can apply? If you have kids that were born in the UK before you get a settled status, immediately you get your settled status, they are eligible to apply for British citizenship. For example, in my own case now, I have 2 kids before my settled status and 1 kid after I became settled. The 2 kids I had before my settled status, they were the only 2 that I applied for British citizenship application. The baby that I have after my settled status is British by birth. So your child becomes British by birth if before the birth of that child you have a settled status. Either one of the parents have a settled status. So in this case, I have only applied for my 2 kids because I gave birth to them before I got my settled status. Another eligibility rule is if that child have lived in the UK for a certain number of years, Currently, if you born a child in the UK, after 7 years, they will be eligible to apply for British citizenship. Now, the step-by-step process, number 1 is checking your eligibility. Number 2, gather your documents. This is very important. The documents need to be ready even before you start the application. Things like your child's birth certificate, you need it. Your child passport, if they have it, is not a must. In my own case, one of my child has a passport, the other one does not have. It still did not affect anything, right? Number 3 that you need is your own passport, your own proof of immigration status, proof of residence. Also, you need to get two referees. They need to be British citizens, okay? You'll be getting details from them, details like their name, their phone number, their full address, where they have lived in 3 years, okay? Their British passport number. These are the details that you need to get beforehand, before you start this process. The third step is to go ahead and fill the application form. So you normally do this online. I'm also going to show you the copy of my child's own. After filling your application online, the fourth step is to pay for your application fee. It's not cheap at all. When I did for my kids, the price is around £1,200. So for 2 of them, it's 2,400 plus that I paid. But now the price has reduced. I think it is sitting at £1,000 for each child. Okay. The fifth step is to book for your biometrics, right? Because your child's photo or fingerprints may be taken. So you book for your biometrics. You don't have to pay for this. It's completely free. Just choose the day and the location that is closer to you. It is also very important that you go with the original IDs, their birth certificates, their passports if you have it, and your own. If not, the biometrics will be cancelled. The next step is to submit your supporting documents. So while filling the application, you will see all the documents that you're supposed to submit. They are also the same as the documents I have mentioned before. So you upload them online. The last step is to wait for your decision. This is the hardest part. Like I told you guys, my kids' own, we waited for 4 whole months. For 4 months we waited, but again, this can vary, right? That will tell you within the period of 6 months. Some people get it way earlier, while some people will have to wait longer. It all depends. There is no priority. It's just standard application for everybody. So there is nothing you can do about it. So let me quickly show you all the application form for my kids so that you know the questions to expect and the possible answer to give. So when you click on the link and start applying, it will lead you to the page, right? So the first thing to do there is to put the applicant's name. So you have to put the name of your child, number of applicants. I selected 2 because I did for my 2 kids, right? If it's 1 person, you just say 1, okay? Unique application number. So the system will generate their unique application number. This same number is what you will use to book their biometrics appointments. And then passport number. Because my child, one of my child has passports, but the other one does not have any passports. Again, this cannot stop anything. It will not prevent the application from being successful. So I put their passport number for my child that has. And when I was doing the second application for my child that does not have, I did not put anything. Okay. Now, country of nationality, you put your country, date of application, you put it there, type of visa, you put it there, apply for registration of a child under 18 as a British citizenship. That's the one that you will select. Then service option is standard for everybody. Total fee that I paid is £2,428. Okay, this will be slightly lesser now because the price has changed. Payment reference is being generated. Registration email, so I used my email to register for it. Contact email, my same email. Yeah. Then under personal information, the ask of email address, I put my own email. Who does this email belong to? So I clicked someone else. So some people will advise you to fill this application in the person of your child. That is to assume that you are the child. So some people will click applicants here, but when I was filling it, I just want to assume the position of the mother, because obviously my kids are too small, they cannot fill this form themselves. So I'm filling it for them, but in the person of their mother. And that was why I chose someone else. But even if you choose applicant or someone else, it's still the same thing. It's really up to you what you want to do, right? So another question they asked is, do you have an immigration advisor based in the UK? I said no. If you have, you go ahead and say yes. So the next question is personal information. Choose which category to apply under. You are a child under 18 and you were born in the UK. So my kids were born in the UK. I selected that. And one of or both parents are settled in the UK. Actually, me and my husband are both settled in the UK. So the title, the name, the given names, family names. Are you now or have you ever been known by another name? No. Do you have an email address? I do not have an email address, so I clicked on that because my child does not have, but me, the mother that is applying, I have, right? So enter an email address we can use to contact you. I now inserted my own email address. Have you had settlement in the UK? No. So remember, you're answering it for the child, right? So the child does not have settlement status in the UK. Are either of the parents of the child, as stated in the application, applying for naturalization as a British citizenship on an AN form? I said no. I don't even know what AN form is, but the answer is no. Provide your postal address. We provide this. Is this where you live? Yes. When did you start living in this address? We wrote, I typed it. What is your sex as shown in your passport? I documented it, or your birth certificate. I documented it, female. What is your relationship status? Single. Country of nationality, Nigeria. Country of birth, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Place of birth, I documented it. Date of birth, I typed it. Can you provide a valid passport? So my daughter has a passport, so I said yes. But when I was applying for my son, I said no because he doesn't have. Passport number, I typed it. Issuing authority, London, UK. Issue dates, expiry date. Do you have a biometric resident permit? Yes. Actually, both of them have biometric resident permit. So I said yes for that. Have you lived no. Enter your BRP number. I did that. Do you have a valid national identity card? No, they don't have. Do you currently hold or have you ever held any other nationality or citizenship? No. Have you lived at your current address for 5 years? No. Dates you lived there from. Dates you lived there from and dates you lived there to. So it's question around where we have lived previously. So they'll ask question on your previous address and your main address. Then, what is your current national insurance number? I choose the option I do not have a national insurance number because obviously she's just a child, she doesn't have it. Provide your telephone number. I added my own telephone number. Where do you use this telephone number for use whilst in the UK? The next question is parents or legal guardian details. Which parents or legal guardian would you like to add details about? Mother, this is my biological parents. Title, Mrs. Given names, family name, date of birth, town of birth, country of birth. I typed in all of that. Does your parents or legal guardian share your address, telephone number, and email? I said yes. What is your parents or legal guardian country of nationality? Have they always had the same nationality? I said yes, yes, yes. home. I'm from Nigeria. It has always been my nationality. Is this parent or legal guardian settled in the UK? I said yes. Of course, I am settled. Even my husband is also settled. Date this parent or legal guardian became settled. I typed it in. Which parent or legal guardian would you like to add details about? So this is another question of it. So I typed father so that we can add the details of the father. And they also asked the same questions that I have read now. So let's keep it. The next question is about parents' marriage. So they will ask, are your parents or legal guardians married or in a civil partnership? I answered yes. Date of your parents' marriage or civil partnership? I typed it in. Was your biological mother married at your time of birth? Yes. Name of your biological mother's partner at the time of your birth? I typed in my husband's name. Now, the next question is residency details. Do you live in the United Kingdom or British Overseas Territory? Yes. Which country will you live in if this application is successful? I also typed United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Another question is parents' immigration status. Are you relying on your parents' permanent residency or family member as evidence of their settled status in the UK? I answered yes. Can you provide a document to satisfy your parents' permanent residence? Yes. Next one is referees details. The first referee, the name, the given names, the family name, sex, address. Have they lived at this address for more than 3 years? And please provide all other addresses if they have not. How does the referee know the applicant? So these are the questions around the referee, even the referee's date of birth, referee's phone number, referee's email address. Is the referee a British citizen? So these are all the details you need to get from the referee before you start this application. Otherwise, you'll be stuck here. So that is why I said you need to get all your documents ready even before you start. Now, after that, they asked about the second referee. The second is the same thing that I asked now. It's the same thing that I have read now. So let's skip this. The next part of the question is immigration details. Do you have any other details that you would like to be considered regarding this applicant and their application to be registered as a British citizenship? I said no. Then, responsible adults for this biometrics. What is my name? Mrs. Oluebube's country of nationality. I wrote it Nigeria. What is Mrs. Oluebube's country of birth? Because I am the responsible adult, I fill this application in the person of the mother of the applicant, right? So that's why they are now asking about my details. They asked about my date of birth, my telephone number, my nationality, and they asked if I am the legal guardian. I said yes. They asked about my current status. Are you living in local authority care in the UK? I said no. Have you applied for a fee waiver for this application? I said no. Now, you can apply for fee waiver if you don't have this money to pay. This 1,200 to pay, but right now I think right now is 1,000. So if you don't have this application money, you can actually apply for fee waiver, but you must prove that you don't have this money. You must prove that you are not earning up to this money. Obviously, I am working. I'm a nurse in the NHS, and my husband is also working as well as a nurse. So there is no way that we can apply for this fee waiver and get it. So I did not even bother applying for it. And yeah, that's all about it. Now is about the applicant number 2. So they asked the similar questions and I filled it for applicant number 2. So after filling everything, there are some documents that we were asked to upload. Proof of Mrs. Oluebube's parental responsibility for the children. So I have to draft a letter to show that I have a parental responsibility, that me and my husband has parental responsibility for our kids. So it's one of the documents we uploaded. Another document is color copies of all pages of the passport or travel documents for my kids. And this one, even though we did the copies, but when we went for biometrics, they did the photocopy themselves. So you may skip this one because they will do it on the biometric day. Another document that you need to upload is your child's BRP, right? And also evidence of your settled status, because that is the basis why your kids are applying for citizenship. So you must provide the evidence of your settled status, right? Also your BRP, okay? And what else again? A letter of consent for your child to apply for this British citizenship. So you need to get that letter as well. And in this letter it says you must give their full name of address, say that they agree to let you apply for British citizenship. So you agree to let your child to apply for British citizenship, okay? Another document that we submitted is the parents' marriage certificates. So our marriage certificate, we submitted it, right? 2 referees declaration. You need to get a declaration from the 2 referees. You will have an option of downloading some of these documents, so you just download them and sign on it, okay? And also their passport, your kids' birth certificate, and you also need to take a passport, photo passport of your kids, because you will attach it in some of those documents that you will submit on the day of biometrics. All right? And what else? Then your child's passport, okay? So that is basically what you need to do, and then you go ahead and make the payments. So I've talked about all the process involved before. The next part is after approval. When you get your British citizenship certificate, normally you'll be invited for a citizenship ceremony. But because my kids are minor, they are not going to go for any ceremony because they are minor. But if you are an adult, then you'll be going for your ceremony. So after all this process, once it has been approved, once you have received their British citizenship certificates, like you can see here, it means that your kids or your child have become British citizen. Ooh, this is where you can go ahead and apply for their British passports, like I will do. So look out for my next video. I will be applying for their British passports. Right now, I'm going to be sharing my experience and giving you some tips to avoid some mistake while making this application. So what did I do? First of all, I make sure that I gathered all the documents that I need. I reached out to people that I want to serve as referees for my kids, and I got all their details beforehand. I made sure that they have a photo ID, because in one of the documents you will attach it before you go for your biometrics, right? And I also tried as much as I can to apply early. So right now we are not hoping to travel anywhere anytime soon. There is no priority application. Everything is standard, and the timeline is 6 months. If you are a parent and you're planning to go through this journey, I hope that this video will make things easier for you. And if you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will reply you ASAP, okay? And I wish you the best in your own application. If you're yet to subscribe, my darling, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is completely free. Here I talk about immigration, navigating life abroad, and I share my personal journey so that you will learn, so that it will be easy for you. Alright, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime I post a new video. Alright, thank you so much for watching. and I'm going to see you in my next video. For now, you take care. My name is Ali. Bye bye.